And today I'm going to talk about the inflammation in your body. So inflammation is the triggering mechanism of all disease. Okay? It's not the cause of disease, it's just that every disease has an inflammatory component. And from A to Z, from Alzheimer's to cancer to diabetes to autoimmune or neurological disease, there's always an inflammatory component of that. And so think of inflammation as the fire within your body. It's a simple way to think about it. And actually, inflammation just means, and it comes from the root word, flam, fire. Okay, inflammation. And the word basically means itis, I-T-I-S. And anything that we put in front of that itis just means inflammation of that area. Now, not all inflammation is bad. We do need some inflammation. For example, we have acute inflammation. So if you have a fever, you're traveling here, coming outside in the rain, have a little cold or flu, you get a little bit of a fever. That's a good thing. Your body's evoking an immune response to upregulate its temperature so the body can actually fight, fix, and repair itself against a virus or a bacteria. And even in cancer patients, they spike fevers because the body's trying to heal and fight. When you sprain your ankle, for example, that ankle gets swollen. Why does it get swelling? Because the body wants to say, hey, there's an injury here. I need to make a natural cast so that the body doesn't move it, so it'll be stabilized, so the healing can occur. So in an acute response, inflammation is pretty good. But when the inflammation becomes chronic, it becomes a problem. So think of, I have a picture here of your kitchen, your living room, and a bedroom. We need to keep the temperature pretty good. We need a little bit of fire to keep it warm, to cook our food. But when it's an uncontrolled type of inflammation, and we all know, especially if you use a gas fire, how quick in a kitchen that can happen, things can get out of control. So the biggest problem is now with chronic inflammation leads to chronic diseases. So you can see here, there's a picture here, there's a knee. If you have a knee, you have chronic inflammation, we call it arthritis. You have a colon, you have chronic inflammation, we call it colitis. On the upper part of that picture, we have vessels. This is your heart. And heart disease, which I'll talk about in a minute. Heart disease is a double whammy. It's that we're eating pro-inflammatory foods which are animal proteins. People will always ask me, what is an animal protein? My answer is anything with a mother or face. Just simple as that. Right? So eat less mothers and faces. That's a simple way to remember what an animal protein is. But it's not just the animal protein itself that has the cholesterol that's the problem. It's the pro-inflammatory aspects of that animal protein that makes that cholesterol stick, that ends up having cardiovascular disease and heart attacks and strokes, etc. And then in the bottom there you see the brain. So brain inflammation over time, and now this is going to be one of the biggest factors in the next 15 years that will actually potentially sink the economy in terms of healthcare, is dementia, right? Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease. All this chronic inflammation in the brain creates neurodegenerative changes, and there's a couple of lectures here already given that people were talking about brain health.